Okay, welcome back to part 3 of chapter 78, 10th Canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam. And we just got cut off again exactly at 11 minutes and 38 seconds. So we've decided here, us Vaishnavas, that we're not going to surrender to Maya, and we're going to continue to do this, even if we have to go every 11:38 seconds to make a new part. Thinking like this, and also remembering Uddhava's allusion to the gopis in the words Gayanti te Vishata Karma, Srimad Bhagavatam 10:71-9, he went to Braja, dispelling the feelings of separation of the inhabitants. For 2 months, Lord Krishna enjoyed in Vrindavan just as before, previous to his leaving there to kill Kamsa in Mathura. Then, at the end of 2 months, he withdrew his Braja pastimes from mundane eyes by taking the demigod portions of his parents and other relatives and friends to Vaikuntha. Thus, in one complete plenary manifestation, he went to Goloka in the spiritual world. In another, he remained perpetually, enjoying in Braja while invisible to material eyes. And in yet another, he mounted his chariot and returned alone to Dwarka. Just in case anybody is questioning whether Krishna is all-powerful. Hare Krishna, this is what it means, all-powerful. He can do anything. The people of Shaurasena province thought that after killing Dantavakra, Krishna had paid a visit to his parents and other dear ones, and now was returning to Dwarka. The people of Braja, on the other hand, could not understand where he had suddenly disappeared to, and so they were totally astonished. Furthermore, Shukadev considered that Parikshit Maharaj might think, how is it that the same Krishna who caused the cowherds to attain Vaikuntha in their self-same bodies also caused the residents of Dwarka to attain such an inauspicious condition in the course of his Maushala Leela? Thus the king might consider the arrangement unfair because of his own affinity for the Yadus. That is why Shukadev Goswami did not allow him to hear this pastime, which, as mentioned above, is related in the Uttarakanda of Sri Padma Purana. In Sri Vaishnava Toshani, Sanatana Goswami's commentary on the 10th canto, we find the following sequential list of pastimes. First was the journey on the occasion of the solar eclipse. Then the Rajasuya assembly. Then the gambling match, an attempted disrobing of Draupadi. Then the Pandavas exiled to the forest. Then the killing of Shalva and Dantavakra. Then Krishna's visit to Vrindavan. And finally, the winding up of the Vrindavan pastimes. Text 17. Lord Balarama then heard that the Kurus were preparing for war with the Pandavas. Being neutral, he departed on the pretext of going to bathe in holy places. Purport. Both Duryodhana and Yudhishthir were dear to Lord Balarama, and so to avoid an awkward situation, he departed. Furthermore, after killing the demon Viduratha, Lord Krishna put aside his weapons, but Lord Balarama still had to kill Romaharsana and Balvala to finish relieving the earth of her burden of demons. 18. After bathing at Prabhas and honoring the demigods, sages, forefathers, and prominent human beings, he went in the company of Brahmanas to the portion of the Saraswati that flows westward into the sea. 19 and 20. Lord Balarama visited Pritudaka, the Bindusaras lake, Tritakupa, Sudarshan, Vishala, Brahmatirtha, Chakratirtha, and the eastward flowing Saraswati. He also went to all the holy places along the Yamuna and the Ganges, O Bharat, and then he came to the Naimisha forest where great sages were performing an elaborate sacrifice. 21. Recognizing the Lord upon his arrival, the sages, who had been engaged in their sacrificial rituals for a long time, greeted him properly by standing up, bowing down, and worshipping him. 22. After being thus worshipped, along with his entourage, the Lord accepted a seat of honor. Then he noticed that Romaharsana, Vyasadev's disciple, had remained seated. 23. Lord Balaram became extremely angry upon seeing how this member of the Sutta caste had failed to stand up, bow down, or join his palms, and also how he was sitting above all the learned brahmanas. Purport. Romaharsana had failed to greet Lord Balaram in any of the standard ways for welcoming a superior personality. Also, despite being of a lower caste, he sat in a seat above the assembly of exalted brahmanas. Text 24. Lord Balaram said, "Because this fool, born from an improperly mixed marriage, sits above all these brahmanas, and even above me, the protector of religion, he deserves to die." Text 25 and 26. Although he is a disciple of the divine sage Vyasa, and has thoroughly learned many scriptures from him, including the law books of religious duties and the epic histories and Puranas, all this study has not produced good qualities in him. Rather, his study of the scriptures is like an actor studying his part, for he is not self-controlled or humble, and vainly presumes himself a scholarly authority, although he has failed to conquer his own mind. Purport. One might argue that Romaharsana committed an innocent mistake when he failed to recognize Lord Balaram, but such an argument is refuted here by Lord Balaram's strong criticism. Text 27. The very purpose of my descent into this world is to kill such hypocrites who pretend to be religious. Indeed, they are the most sinful rascals. Purport. Lord Balaram was not prepared to overlook Romaharsana's offense. The Lord had descended specifically to eliminate those who claim to be great religious leaders but do not even respect the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 28. Shukadeva Goswami continued, although Lord Balaram had stopped killing the impious, Romaharsana's death was inevitable. Thus, having spoken, the Lord killed him by picking up a blade of kusha grass and touching him with its tip. Purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, Lord Balaram had avoided taking part in the battle of Kurukshetra, and yet because of his position as an incarnation, the re-establishment of religious principles was his prime duty. Considering these points, he killed Romaharsana Sutta simply by striking him with a kusha straw, which was nothing but a blade of grass. If someone questions how Lord Balaram could kill Romaharsana Sutta simply by striking him with a blade of kusha grass, the answer is given in the Srimad-Bhagavatam by the use of the word Prabhu, Master. The Lord's position is always transcendental, and because he is omnipotent, he can act as he likes without being obliged to follow the material laws and principles. 11 minutes and 38 seconds.
Almost right. We've got like 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes, okay. Thus it was possible for him to kill Romaharsana Sutta simply by striking him with a blade of kusha grass. Text 29. All the sages cried out, "Alas, alas," in great distress. They told Lord Sankarshan, "O Master, you have committed an irreligious act." Text 30. "O favorite of the Yadus, we gave him the seat of the spiritual master and promised him long life and freedom from physical pain for as long as this sacrifice continues. Purport. Although Romaharsana was not a Brahmana, having been born of a mixed marriage, he was invested with that status by the assembled sages, and thus given the Brahmasana, the seat of the chief officiating priest. 31 and 32. You have unknowingly killed a Brahmana. Of course, even the injunctions of revealed scriptures cannot dictate to you, the Lord of all mystic power. But if by your own free will you nonetheless carry out the prescribed purification for this slaying of a Brahmana, O purifier of the whole world, people in general will greatly benefit by your example. 33. The personality of Godhead said, I will certainly perform the atonement for this killing, since I wish to show compassion for the people in general. Please, therefore, prescribe for me whatever ritual is to be done first. Text 34. O sages, just say the word, and by my mystic power I shall restore everything you promised, long life, strength, and sensory power. 35. The sages said, please see to it, O Rama, that your power